Originally they were known as Clan Donaghy or Duncan, and they claimed descent from King Duncan I, who was killed by Macbeth. The first clan chief was Duncan de Tholia, and the clans is almost certainly descended from the Celtic Earls of Atholl. Duncan de Tholia was around in the early 1300s, and he gave the clan the name we recognise today as Clan Donaghy, which is Duncan, translated from Gaelic. Clan Donaghy have one of the most beautiful and mysterious relics of any Highland clan, Clach na Bhratach, the Stone of the Standard. It was pulled from the ground on the eve of a battle and, according to clan superstition, has healing powers and was consulted like an oracle. The Robertson crest shows a right hand holding an imperial crown in recognition of the part the clan played in finding the killers of King James I, and it is in honour of their fourth chief, Robert Riach, or Grizzly Robert, that the descendants took the name Robertson. Robert Riach was a strong supporter of King James I, who was murdered in front of his wife at the Blackfriars Friary in Perth. Robert Riach tracked down and captured two of the assassins. They were tortured to death in Edinburgh, and Robert was granted the barony of Struan in Perthshire. Not surprisingly, the Robertsons have a long tradition of Stuart and Jacobite loyalty, and their 13th chief, Alexander Robertson of Struan, is the only man known to have fought in all three Jacobite rebellions. He was captured at Sheriffmuir in 1715, but escaped to France, was pardoned and came back to Scotland. In 1745 he led 700 men to join Bonnie Prince Charlie's Jacobites, but by then he was too old to fight, though it's said that he escaped from Prestonpans in the carriage that had belonged to the defeated Hanoverian general Sir John Cope. Following the Jacobite defeat at Culloden in 1746, government troops burned the clan seat, Alexander Robertson's home at Dunalister, and he spent his final years exiled in his own lands, living in a hut on the edge of Ranachmoor. The end for Alexander came in April 1749. He was in his 80th year. 2,000 men of Clan Donaghy followed their chief's coffin as it was carried 15 miles to the church at Struan. Incredibly, for such an important character, we don't know where he's buried. All we know is that his remains lie somewhere in the graveyard at Struan.